Welcome to our review on batch or continuous process. What we're going to do in this video is have a look at the difference between the batch process and the continuous process. So first of all, we're looking at continuous process. Now basically what we're going to use this one for is for making these bulk chemicals, which are the ones that we need in large amounts. Because continuous, as the name suggests, is a process that means we're making those chemicals all the time. So a couple of examples for you there just to help you remember. There's ammonia, which is the Haber process, that's a continuous process, and also sulfuric acid and chlorine. So we need all of those chemicals in large quantities, so we make them through the continuous process. Batch process then is where we're going to only be making small amounts of a chemical. Now this is what we tend to use for these specialty chemicals like pharmaceutical drugs. So we don't need them in massive quantities, which means that continuous process would be a really bad idea. What we need is smaller quantities that we can change the amount we make on any given day. So what it allows us to do is, through having one set of this batch machinery, we can then change the type of drug we're making and also the amount of drug we're making on any given day. In order to actually make these pharmaceutical drugs, we do need raw materials, which is basically the starting point. Now, we can get these raw materials from one of two sources, either synthetic sources, which are the man-made ones, or from natural sources. And the best example to remember there is plants. And that question does come up every so often for just 1 mark on your exam, asking about a natural source for a raw material to make a pharmaceutical drug. So the answer you need to give there is plants. We should remember the process by which we actually extract this chemical from our plants. So in the flowchart there we can see the different stages that are actually involved. So once you've actually got your plant material, first thing you're going to do is crush it up. Then we need to actually dissolve those useful chemicals in our suitable solvent. Once we've got it dissolved, we're obviously going to have bits of plant floating around in there which we don't want, so we filter that and boil to evaporate off the solvent. The last thing we then do, because we'll have a mixture of chemicals in our residue there, is to separate it by chromatography, which then allows us to select the correct chemical from the mixture.